G'day guys, how are we? All hope we're all doing well. Picks and blocks, and you know it. Don't forget to even hashtag that shit. Keep it bloody legal. So I know I haven't done videos recently. I've had a lot of stuff going on. Work has been absolutely bloody flat knacker. Which, you know, by the time I get home from work and that, I'm absolutely bloody buggered. But I've got a bit of free time, so I thought I'd do a few videos for the week and try and get some more bloody videos up. And as you know, I'm a bit of a knife lover, and as I did show you in the live stream the other week, I have a little bit of a fascination with karambits, or any knife. I absolutely love knives. I even just bought a bloody. I just wanted one for my collection, so I ended up buying a cutthroat razor. This thing is freaking sharp as anything you can shave with it. But, you know, I'm just a blade lover. And karambits are one of those weapons or one of those blades that just piqued my curiosity. And being someone who's, you know, done martial arts, I've done 3 types, Taekwondo, Zendekai, and Gokanru. You know, and using the knives in fighting and stuff like that, karambits are built for it and designed for it. And it kind of piqued my interest into it. So I kind of went a bit crazy after I got one. I fell in love with it. Just that whole style of knife and the way it's used. And even in the TV show, if you actually watch on Netflix, Lucifer, you know, Mazikeen, the demon on there, she actually uses karambits and they're like feathers, the blade pattern. And I was actually talking to a mate of mine who's a knife maker here. Does beautiful Damascus work. And I was talking to him about the karambits and stuff like that, and looking at going out there and actually making one. And I said about that in the live stream as well. But as I said, I'll bring you a video on the karambits, and we'll go through them and go through all the ones in my collection, the ones that I use, the ones I absolutely love. But if you're going to get into karambits, there's heaps and heaps. I mean, look, I've got just a few that I've been purchasing over the last couple of weeks. And before you go playing around with, you know, ones we've actually got the blades, you know, these are bloody sharp. I sharpened them all when I got them just to make sure they are sharp. You know, no good having a blunt knife. A blunt knife is more dangerous than having a sharp knife. But before you actually go practicing and playing around with karambits, they are, you know, a weapon. They are sharp. And if you're not careful when you use one, you can slice your bloody hand open or your finger or anything like that. So before we actually play around with these, and I'll show you a little bit that I can do with these, you know, I've had a few close calls. It is good to get a trainer because you can tell by the style, karambits have a ring for retention. So that means that you can actually slide into your finger. And, you know, the reason why these are great for fighting knives or self-defense knives is, you know, if you open up your hand, you're not going to drop your knife. If you have a normal knife and you open up your hand for some reason, that will happen. The knife will fall out. So you have a ring for retention. It also helps when you strike. You can actually use it to strike, so you actually have a piece of metal on your hand here. Sits in so you can punch with it. It's not actually going to break your finger or damage your finger too much. Unless you hold it wrong, but you can actually hit with it, and because you got something in your hand, it's a force multiplier as well, so you can actually hit, and when karambits with their design can actually hit and slash at the same time. So you got a ring for retention, and you know, one of the fun things about it is you can have a bit of fun doing knife tricks or spinning. But instead of actually, you know, buying one of these, practicing and slicing your bloody hand open, which I've done before, not with that chef's knife. And I can tell you now, it is not fun. You are best to get a trainer. And they always say you should always train with one that you would use, or one that you carry every day. And that is true. I have a few different styles here, but I have a cold steel trainer. So it's a cold steel brand, and all these I've purchased online. These ones you can get, the training knives you can get off of eBay. I paid about $30 for this one. So it actually has training knife, and it says always wear eye protection and safety equipment. You know, this is a hard plastic knife, and it's built to the same specs as a real karambit. The only thing is, it doesn't have an edge. Has a little round ball on the end here, so there's no sharp point. If you spin it that way and you go too far over, it does hurt if you do it with a bit of force. I've whacked myself in the wrist and on the arm a few times with this. But you know, for practicing and training your method and holding the karambit, your flicking and everything like that, because you can actually use it to flick with and go down that way. You know, you want something that you can actually practice with no risk. So, you know, you can actually practice with someone else doing your karambit moves, you know, with your retention, your slicing of the areas, anything like that, you know, grips, practice, everything. It is best to have something that won't injure you or another person. So a cold steel trainer like this is bloody awesome. And as a knife lover, as someone who plays with knives quite often, and you've seen I throw knives and everything like that, not just knives, I can throw look picks into stuff, I've thrown playing cards, you name it. If I can throw it, I'll try and bloody throw it. I use knives. Being an ex-chef, you know, I use knives every bloody day. I'm comfortable with a knife. I have no fear with a knife. I love my knives. I know what they do. I know what they can do. I've felt what they can bloody do. And I have a level of respect for knives. And if I actually talk about a knife, I know what I'm bloody talking about. Unlike some wankers that don't know actually what they're on about. But if you're going to practice or anything like that, you know, it's always best to get a training or a dummy one to actually practice with. And I sit there for ages actually just practicing my flicks, my tricks, and, you know, my moves, martial arts moves using the karambit. But, you know, definitely get a trainer. If not, if you don't want to buy a trainer, say you go for this Mtech, which this is an Mtech USA knife, karambit, full stainless steel, complete one piece, you know, quite a nice bloody knife, very well built, it's not too heavy, it's actually pretty light, which means you can get a lot of speed with this thing. I mean, a lot of speed. You know, if you're going to carry one of these on you as your weapon or anything like that, you know, as your go-to knife, it's a big difference between your trainer and the actual one you're carrying. So you should always train with the one you carry. So a good thing is to actually buy two of these. Take the one that you guys use as a trainer and grind him right down so you get rid of that sharp edge altogether. And then you have a training knife. There's no sharp edge, so you're not going to cut yourself or anyone else when you're practicing with it. You know, so there's another little way of actually doing it. But this is a beautiful little, you know, Mtech USA stainless steel knife that I actually got. The sheath isn't too bad on this one. It is a hard plastic sheath. I'm not a big lover of this sheath. Makes it a little bit hard to, you know, take the knife out in a hurry. It kind of snags up just a little bit. It holds in there bloody well. Very, very well. But it's just that slight delay when you're trying to pull the knife out, especially if it's on your pants. You got that through your belt through there. You kind of lift your pants up as well before you end up getting the knife out. It's the only thing I kind of don't really like about this sheath. But it is a bloody nice knife. The first one that started all my collection though of the karambits, the first one I ordered was this little zombie hunter right here, which you've seen a couple of times. Cool little bloody karambits. Not your traditional style in any way, shape or form. You know, she is very, very heavy, which means you can get a lot of force out of it when you flick it down that way. Like blunt force, you can blow with it. You know, blunt force blow just with the back of the knife. Hell of a lot of force in it. But for a zombie hunter knife or Z hunter, you know, it's actually quite nice. Blunt end to it, so it's not a sharp point. It doesn't come to a fine point like the other karambits here. You know, but very, very nice knife to use. And I just love the style of it. The skull, kind of like spinal column handle. Again, ring for retention, little cool little skulls, pocket clip, which this one and this actually you got folding, so you can actually fold it up, carry it like that. It actually sits that way in your pocket, which to me it would have been better if that clip was around the other way. No, I'll show you why in a second. But you know, one hand open just by pushing on the end of there, so you can actually get it. Sits quite nice and comfortably in your hand, I have to admit. Alloy handle, and I paid, I think it was like $20 for this thing. But she is bloody sharp. So it's custom design, 440 stainless steel, Z Hunter Karambit. I just love the style of it. Again, you got a point on here so that you can actually, when you hold it, you can use it in a fist to actually, you know, cause some puncturing damage. Because the way Karambits are designed, you have puncture, you have laceration, you've got blunt force trauma. You know, they're like a multiple weapon in one, in a way. The other one I ordered after I just got that one, I ordered the trainer and one of these cheap, you know, go-to you can pick up for like $10. Karambits online. It's not the best. I don't really like the shape of the blade on this one, I have to admit. Just very long, very big curve to it. Not a big fan of it. But I mean, she is bloody sharp, and you know, crunch comes with a crunch. If need be, it will do bloody damage. But it's just, yeah, something about it I don't quite like. The other thing is with these ones, it is a hard plastic handle. It does have finger grip, so it actually sits quite comfortable. It's very comfortable in the hand. Nice thickness to it, even with my big ass hands. So it sits very well, and I can really control that knife. The only things I don't really like about it is it's two-piece. There's actually the ring part only comes in halfway, and the blade comes down to a fine point and only comes in halfway as well. It's not all one piece through here. And the ring on it isn't a perfect circle, it's kind of oval shaped. But again, we have a little point just on the end of it here, so you can use that for punching as well if need be. The other thing with this one, the sheath kind of sits in. It does lock in, and it has a little necklace so you can actually wear it around your neck, which isn't very comfortable, I have to admit. But you know, I am a bit worried that will just fall out, but it hasn't yet, and I've swung this thing around just holding onto here, trying to get that knife to fall out, and it actually holds in quite well. So for a cheap little knife, you can pick up for like $10-15 online, and you're into Karambits. It's not a bad knife to go after, to be completely honest with you. I've even actually thrown this one. It is possible. Other one I ordered is this one here. Beautiful little Karambit, and it's actually one I carry quite often around here. Belt clip just on the back here, and this one sits in the right position compared to the other one. And when I say the right position, that's because I can actually clip this into my pocket down this way, and I have the ring at the top, so I can just put my finger in, pull the knife straight up, it unclips, and I've got the knife in my hand ready to go. Whereas this one sits that way, so then you got to pull that out and you got to turn it around before you can actually, you know, hold onto the knife in the correct style. Whereas this one, it has the clip in the right spot, so you can actually just pull it straight out and you are good to go. Again, beautiful. You can see I've been using this one. It's dirty. Nice little shaped blade on this one. Very small in comparison to the others. It's quite lightweight. Super fast knife to actually use. Again, you actually got this has a double ring for retention. Blade locks into position. You also have a seatbelt cutter up on the top here, which doesn't go to a sharp point here, but you know, to cut through a seatbelt it would work. Even this side will actually work a bit better. Very sharp knife and quite easy to engage. You just got to pull it out with your hand and you are good to go. So another one that I carry and absolutely love. But my favourite out of all of these is this one just here. It's the newest one I've purchased and the most expensive one I've purchased Out of all of these, this one cost me the bloody most. But there's a reason it cost me the most, because it is the best design I've found so far. Out of all of these, I absolutely love it. And just the style of it and the way it feels, the way it moves, the way it's built. She is bloody beautiful. It has a nice, beautiful bloody leather sheath. Quite a nice little pattern on it. I like it. Little snap fasten there. So she sits in there nice and snug and she's not going to fall out. Has a G10 handle. So beautiful, beautiful, thick. I mean, that is thick and heavy G10 handle. Absolutely beautiful grip on it. She sits so comfortable. It's probably one of the most comfortable grips out of all my karambits. It just nestles in your hand perfectly. The ring is the perfect size. You've got a nice bloody ring. It is actually beveled on the inside and the outside so that you have nice smooth transition so that you can actually hold on to it. It doesn't cut into your hand at all. It is absolutely bloody fantastic. Very, very thick steel, and it's all one piece all the way through, from the retention ring all the way down to the tip of the blade. It's all one piece. It is D2 steel, so it's nice bloody Damascus, and just the curve, the point, everything about this karambit, I just absolutely love it. You have a rope cutter on the top here. As you can see, you got rope cutters up here, so you got serrated rope cutters, serrated edge. Got a little bit of a bevel on the top just here, a little bit of a blade, not much. Then you have your blade underneath, and I mean, she is just bloody gorgeous. D2 steel, bloody super tough. It's the same Rockwell scale as my broadhead, Outback broadhead arrows for my bow, and those things you can shoot into rocks and they just take a little tiny chip, that's it. Those things are bloody tough as shit. And so is this knife just here. I mean, she is bloody strong. And again, it's just a beautiful karambit. I absolutely love my karambits. The style of them, you know, the way they're used in martial arts, the way you can control the whole blade with the ring, just the way she works, the way she feels. This is my absolute favourite. Most expensive, but when it comes to a knife, it's all about the price in the end of it. I mean, you could buy cheap knives. They're going to fall apart. They're not going to be the best. You know, when it comes to knives, like lockpicks, you know, if you buy decent quality, good picks, they're going to outlast you more than the cheap rubbish that you can get. Knives are the bloody same. My chef's knife is a $300 chef's knife. You know, and she has outlasted me longer than any other bloody knife I've had. Even when the handle broke, got a new custom handle put on it by my mate who's a knife maker. Pimped it out with a purple, silver and black handle, which you have seen before. You know, when it comes to knives, like lockpicks or anything, you get what you put into it. So, you know, spend a little bit more, you get a bloody good quality product. And that's where, you know, I didn't mind buying this karambit because she's just bloody sexy. She really is. And it's going to be my favourite one to actually carry. But there you go, just a little bit of an insight into what's going on. I love my karambits. I always have since I very first laid my eyes on them, and always will. My mate over in the US, who's actually designing a karambit to the specs he wants and design he wants. He's actually custom designing one, and he's going to try and get them made and then get one sent over to me. That I've been talking to on Instagram. And he's an absolute bloody legend of a guy. He does active shooter response and all that. I've sent him lockpicks that I've made, which he loves and uses. I've sent him bump keys that he's used. First whack he got into, you know, stuff. It's, yeah, absolute bloody legend of a guy. And yeah, we talk a lot about karambits and weapons and whips and everything else. But there we go, a little bit of a look at my karambit collection. I absolutely love them. They are just beautiful, beautiful knives, and demand a level of respect with the way they are built, the way they are used, and what they are intended for. They're actually originally a farm tool that weren't designed for fighting, but they've been adapted to it. So there we go. A little bit of a change. I know I probably waffled on a little bit about it, but you know, it is what it is. As always follow the codes. Keep Locksport legal. You know it. Don't do anything bloody stupid. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord, the Extraordinary League of Pickers. The link's in the description down below. Don't forget, if you're looking for great equipment at very affordable and competitive prices, don't forget to check out locksmithstoolbox.com, an awesome Australian company, and as you know, that's where we get most of my lockpicking equipment from. Excuse me. Don't forget, if you're looking for some awesome bloody doubt merch like stickers, coffee cups, t-shirts, hoodies, like the stuff I have and wear and you've seen, you can get it at the Teespring, the doubt merch. It's in the description down below as well. Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with me, contact me through any of the social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can send me an email at darkartslockpicking@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. If you like what you see, don't forget to give a bloody thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. And until next time, cheers, guys.